Great. Is everybody on Serenscape? You can hear
Yep,
some music?
I can hear
Awesome.
your sound effects.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Welcome, everybody, to Chapter 2 of Blades and Blasters' Coriolis campaign entitled The Great Filter. Joining us tonight is going to be Zypher playing Pasha Khan. Tet's going to have to sit this one out, it sounds like, as Dark Skull, so we're going to drag him away. And then Slip is going to make her debut appearance in this campaign, playing Thoraya. And we have Sim playing Ali Tarek and Raven playing Ibrahim Al-Fashir. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. All right. Everybody have sight?
Yes.
Awesome. There we go. For 2.5 days, that's how long it took for the Crimson Wish to limp away from Gherbis Station. Its reactor flared, and in a beautiful arc set against a black space filled with stars, the ship set a course towards Mira's asteroid belt. "You're in luck," said Ashanti, the ship's intelligence. "Tengwar Station on asteroid Zeta 5G is ipsilateral to your solar orbit. The trip could have been much longer, but it wasn't. Shame you won't have more time to enjoy my company." And so we also see the Crimson Wish with its 3 decks and the remnants of 2 fighters strapped to its ventral side. It moves into the great loneliness of space towards Tengwar Station. For short times on the journey, it's all quiet. There is the hum of the reactor, the electronic beep of a sensor refreshing its emitters, a slight moan from the ship's hull as fairly significant damage makes its presence known. Then Ashanti announces, "Powering down reactor and entering approach ellipse to asteroid Zeta 5G in Tengwar Station. Good luck, friends. I look forward to being fully repaired. And stay away from Mr. Time at the card table. He cheats." Situated on an asteroid in the belt large enough to house several small settlements of miners, salvagers, and, let's face it, criminals who'd rather stay a safe distance away from Icon City, Tengwar Station isn't busy, but it's likely known to Hakam and Pasha, and certainly known to Asad Tybee. Here, ship damage may be repaired discreetly. There's also an assortment of games, stiff drinks, and colorful personalities. And as the Crimson Wish flies over the asteroid's rocky surface, en route to Tengwar Station, a small figure dots the landscape, a kilometer outside the wire. With her may be equipment. There is almost certainly a drone. This is Thoraya Zamir. Does she enjoy the work? Maybe, maybe not. But one thing is certain. Asad Tybee has a reputation of paying well and taking care of his own. Thoraya knows that if she turns up rare metals this close to Tengwar Station, like the tip said, Tybee will be pleased, and she'll get paid. Beer is beer, and Assad's beer spins well from here to Kua. And so you see a scene of the Crimson Wish closing on this asteroid, Zeta 5G. As you get closer and closer, you see lights below. The asteroid's large enough to have, I would say, almost something like a G level of the moon. So you can go out onto it with an Evo suit. And there's even a very, very thin atmosphere and dust particles kind of always circulating over the asteroid surface. And as the Crimson Wish zooms over the asteroid surface, it sees a tiny little light below, and that little light is Thoraya. And as the ship gets closer and closer to the hangar, the camera instead zooms in on Thoraya as she is surveying for rare minerals. And I'll let you take it away.
Thoraya is quite focused on the readout from her drone. She's laid out a grid in her mind of the area close to the station here, and the drone has just finished the first quarter of the grid. No luck. She curses under her breath. She's wearing a cheap suit out here, one that she's just rented from the station temporarily. But thanks to her weatherproof implants, she doesn't even feel the cold seeping through the low quality fabrics and insulation. She directs the drone over to the next quadrant, and it begins the painstaking process, scanning, looking for those signs of the rare minerals that would be very useful to increase her pocketbook. Since leaving Dabaran, she's taking a series of jobs, but what she's made seems barely enough to get her to the next job and the next opportunity. She desperately needs something that will get her out of this cycle. She hears the sound of engines as the Crimson Wish enters the atmosphere and begins its descent down to the station. She glances at it curiously, wondering who's aboard and if there's any way to turn these other visitors to the asteroid into an opportunity.
And as Thoraya looks towards her drone, she can see kind of the backdrop behind this drone is the smaller asteroids in orbit around Zeta 5G. Just go from left to right, drifting. Behind that, the stars. Thoraya has what looks to be a data pad or some sort of monitor on her wrist, and as she looks down, she sees the readouts. And so far, the asteroid just looks completely barren. And then you hear suddenly a ping start to come from the drone as it starts to pick up trace mineral deposits just over the horizon.
She is afraid that that this reading was some sort of a mistake. Sometimes the drone is inaccurate. So she runs it over the area again, picks it up again. Excitedly, she grabs her pack and heads out in that direction, still having the drone scan the area, glancing down occasionally at the readings.
Why don't you give me an observation check? This is your first roll for this campaign, so congratulations. So the way the macros is set up, it'd be under character actions, observation, and why don't you give yourself a +1 for using the drone as well?
Bad roll.
It's going to be nothing. You want to pray to the icons and give me a dark point?
How about I use my... Oh, no, that's not it. The fate power lets me...
You do have a talent that once per session. Is it? Let me see what it does.
Gives
the
you
Traveler's Luck, I think it's called, or something like that.
I can change a concrete detail of a scene. I think I'll save that. I'll pray to the icons instead. So what?
Awesome.
So what do I do? Just click submit?
Yep, submit, and what that does is that re-rolls your dice. Oh, perfect. So that's a good success. So at first, This thing is scanning back and forth, and you're not picking much anything at all. And then these sensors, we've all seen like the little hi-fi readouts, like on those 80s stereos, right? And like the middle peak starts going up, and as you get closer and closer, staring down at the ground, you see what looks to be something glitter in the starlight just underneath the red rock of crust beneath your boots.
She leans down, brushes the dust away from the rock, pulls out her dagger, and just kind of stabs at the earth a little bit, trying to get a sample up.
Yeah, and a sample starts to come up out of the asteroid, and then a flake of it just cracks off. And with that velocity, it starts to fly up quickly in front of your face, and you grab it. Why don't you make me a? Do you have any science?
Nope.
Nope. You have to be trained in science. Yes, you do. So you can't make a roll. Okay, so you don't know exactly what this is, this mineral, but looking down at your data pad, this is quite a find indeed. You were promised a sum of 10,000 beer for the job if you've got something close to Tengwar Station. We'll say that Asad Tybee sent you here on a shuttle. And he has some interest in the station itself and getting a squeeze in that local area so he can put a foothold on it. But 10,000 for this sort of job is great. And with this sort of find, you are sensing that this is not a small mineral deposit. It goes many meters underground. So I'll let you kind of role play with how that feels.
Yeah, she doesn't let herself get excited for a second. She's so used to being disappointed. But as she surveys the area, she really comes to believe that this is a significant deposit, and her heart starts beating rapidly. She thinks about whether Assad is going to be awake at this hour, because she can hardly wait to contact him. Would that be something she has to be inside the station to do?
Yeah,
Okay.
you need to send a transmission that would take a fair amount of time
Okay.
to get all the way from the asteroid to Mira. Yeah, you may even have to time it up with the orbits of the planets to make that happen too. So yeah, you can start heading back or whatever you want
Well,
to do.
first she takes some time. She tries to layer the area again with dust. She's paranoid that someone is going to find this before she's able to report it. But she takes care to have the drone record the exact location. And so after about 10 minutes, then she starts heading back to the station. She takes her little sample with her.
And as you start to head back, Thoraya, kind of over your right shoulder, just kind of cresting over the horizon, this looks to be a shuttle of some sort. At first, you don't think anything of it, and it just kind of, you kind of can sense the vibrations through the very thin atmosphere in your environmental suit as it kind of starts to pass probably like 100 meters over your head, and very slowly just lumbers in the same direction you are going, and that would be Tengwar Station.
How big is Tengwar Station?
Tengwar Station is actually pretty small. It has a hangar large enough to fit several shuttles and maybe 2 or 3 like class 3 ships. It's known, and you would know this, kind of known as a place you can do business discreetly. There's gambling, there's drinks while you get your ship repaired, and there are talented mechanics there. But there are also several settlements nearby of miners. There are mineral deposits that are, hundreds of kilometers away from Tengwar Station, and so this is kind of the hub of the area, if
Such as it is.
such as it is.
Okay.
Tashi Station out in the middle of Tatooine.
Right, right. That's exactly what I was thinking.
And we're going to move back to the main vessel. And the main vessel, the Crimson Wish, I'll let you guys role play what it looks like as you guys fly over the station. You've salvaged what you can of the two fighters that you have strapped to your hull, and tell me what it looks like as you kind of fly over this thing and land inside the hangar.
So Pasha would be at the captain's chair. He would have walked the entirety of the ship over the past couple of days, trying to familiarize himself with the systems. Um, he would have made note that the last time they engaged the two starfighters, they definitely had luck on their side. It was more of a brute force attack from the Crimson Wish. There was no finesse, and that is not going to fly long term if we are to continue on this endeavor. During the past 2 days, he would have also made a list of things that they would have needed on the ship for any voyage upcoming. He would have discussed with Hakam as to what materials he would need to keep the ship running in the scenario they were deep in space without any stations close by. On a personal front, he would have prayed to the icons, in his case, the messenger, on a regular basis. Pasha is a first come, so he kind of walks a very thin line between the old ways and the new ways that the Zenithians have brought, to Third Horizon. He understands the need for pragmatic outlook, but sometimes the old ways have steered us on long voyages and difficult times. So as they're coming down closer to Tengwar Station, he looks up to Ibrahim and Ali, who are also on the deck with him.
Ibrahim has been nerding out for the last 2 days, has scarcely moved from his seat where he has been deeply engrossed in the ship's computer. He and Ashanti are friends now. Along with reorganizing files, he has linked her to his personal holograph so she can pop up as long as he's within range. Sort of been ignoring food, sleep. And as we approach the station, he sort of comes out of his reverie, looks around, almost lost for a moment. Then, we are almost here.
And indeed you are there as the Crimson Wish swings into the hangar and very gently alights on the ground. It's a fairly large ship compared to the other vessels there in the hangar. You see it's mostly empty. Besides you, there is one other shuttle there. And if you look out the port windows of your ship, you recognize that just kind of coincidentally it was from Al-Hisan Trading Company, which the three of you know is Asad Tybee's company.
Pasha looks around and he's already discussed this with Hakam. Hakam's going to stay on board and continue to repair the ship. He's not sure where Pera is off, but he is a little flummoxed by her and her presence, and he's not sure what her role is in all this and why they are being chased, and that's something that he's going to try and find out more. He looks to Ali and Ibrahim on the deck. I think it's time we disembarked, gentlemen. We need to find out more about why the Foundation seems to be interested in this girl.
Ali and Ibrahim.
Yes, why would they send these men to kill such a young one as this?
Yeah, the only way we're gonna find out is if we ask them.
Yes, ask them indeed, but with some discretion. We don't want them to know that she is on board with us. I felt their reaction was a touch overboard, don't you think? 2 agents opening fire in a med bay and then 2 starfighters just opening fire without any provocation from us. That seemed a little too much.
Indeed.
Maybe they didn't know Pasha Khan was on board, and I should have done a better job of communicating who I am. What do you think, Ibrahim?
I do not know, cousin. I think they were trying to kill her regardless of who she was with.
Who she was with? Well, I think they need to know more about Pasha Khan and how to treat him the next time they meet him. What do you say to that?
Well,
Show them to fear the Crimson Wish.
that, or they'd come to hate us even more.
Come now, Ali. Not everybody's experience with Pasha is like yours.
Oh, we
You have to
none.
savor it. It's a special bond that you and I have.
Yeah, all the great experiences. And it kind of gives a little smirk.
Come now, let's make our way into the station and see what we can find more about this Foundation. And while we're at it, maybe shop a little and wet our beaks a little. What do you say? It's been too dry these past couple of days. And that AI... Now I understand what Hakam meant by 99 out of 100 times that she is going to work.
Yeah, you think that she might have been fixed somewhere along the line. I kind of like her attitude.
And with that, Pasha starts getting up from the captain's chair and makes his way to the docking hatch and starts stepping out of the Crimson Wish and looking around, taking his surroundings.
Yeah, as you get out of the Crimson Wish, you step into a hangar that's not terribly busy, but the shuttle there and a few other ground vehicles are kind of surrounded by, for lack of a better term, grease monkeys. Most of them have helmets and visors on, and almost like those arc welding shields, and you can see black shiny hair kind of sneaking out the posterior part of one of those helmets. And as the 3 of you kind of exit the ship, she takes back her welding helmet and turns towards you, and you see a fairly attractive dark-skinned woman with kind of grease smeared beneath her eyes. Ali and Ibrahim, you would both know her as Alicia Al-Zahr. She's a lead mechanic at this place. You may have frequented Tengwar Station a time or two. And she says, "I'll be damned. Ali, Tarek, and Ibrahim Al-Fashir. To what do I do the pleasure? You boys in some sort of trouble?"
Trouble? No trouble.
Yeah, we just like visiting backwoods asteroids for fun.
So
We
once
had-
upon a... Go ahead.
We had some salvage. This was the closest place to come.
Oh. She kind of looks to her crew and says, "You guys can take it from here. I got business with these 2. And she starts to walk towards you and takes off her gloves and tucks them in back pocket of some overalls. As she gets close to you, you certainly recognize her. Both of you have had romantic relationships with Leisha at one point in your lives, and she smiles and looks to both of you from side to side. Some sort of trouble? I think you are being a little underselling yourself a bit. You know, Tengwar Station's far from Mira, but I don't exactly live under a rock, Ali.
Word travels fast, doesn't it?
It does. Who's your friend?
Maybe look over at Pasha. That one right there, he's Pasha. Now don't go fall in love with him. He'll leave you heartbroken on a nice desert planet.
Is that right? Well, I could use a vacation. Hot desert planets have atmosphere, and that's a plus. It's a step up from this place, right?
Golly, will kind of look around. I think I'll stay here.
Besides, I know both of you boys are broke. Pasha must be the one with money. Hi there, Mr. Pasha. Is this your ride? And she looks up towards the Crimson Wish.
It's a pleasure, and Pasha kind of does a very deep and affected bow. To meet you. Leisha, is it?
At your service.
Well, I am at your service. And take no heed of what Ali says. I wouldn't leave someone as beautiful as you on a dry desert planet. No. Only the palaces of the Baron would be fit for someone like you.
Nah, he
And
told
why,
me
of
the
course.
same thing.
It is my ship. And Pasha heard that, and he kind of, on purpose, kind of pushed that through before Ali could get his remark in. And he kind of gives Ali a sidelong glance.
Let's try something here. Let me see if she feels like you're full of shit or not. Yeah, she knows. I know Ali, Tarek, and Ibrahim. And I know that as they're traveling with you, you're only one step behind in the trouble area. This ain't your ship, and I'll tell you why I know. We got a tight beam from Sunside just yesterday. Sounds like there was some action about an AU away from Gherbis Station. Now this ship looks like she's seen some action. Hey, if the shoes fits, I should charge you double to repair this funky junk.
Or you can
And
just
after I've treated you so nicely, we're already down to business. Very well then. And I'm going to roll a manipulation at this point.
Mm-hmm. Roll it with a -1 since she's a little suspicious.
Sure. What should I do? Character actions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Manipulation modifier -1. Yeah.
Tell me what this looks like.
So Pasha kind of looks, and after I treated you so well with my kind words, I'm quite sure that you wouldn't have seen such a magnificent face like mine on a shithole like this in a long time to come. And if Ibrahim and Ali are your best examples, then no. I think we got off on the wrong foot. Let's start all over, shall we? Twice to fix what you just called a hunk of junk? No, I think that's a little too much. And when it comes to action, I don't know what you're talking about. We just flew here and we don't know anything about anything out of Gherbis Station. So, it looks like you've been sitting underneath some shitty transport ships. And I don't think that makes a lot of money. So how about You get to work on our ship, and I'll give you something a little extra on the side.
She looks Pasha up and down, and then to Ali and Ibrahim. Well, I still don't quite believe you with those autocannon holes in the hull of your ship, but I think you hitched your party to a nice shuttle here, boys. Okay, Pasha. I'll help fix the ship, and I'll do it for a discount. I have a feeling you're a rising star.
I'm not a rising star, my love. I am a star. And one day you'll be able to say that you helped Pasha, and people will thank you for it.
She laughs and puts back down her visor and calls her crew over to go in, and maybe they're going to hook up with Hakam and start helping to fix the ship. And she says, I'll see you later, boys. Have fun in the lounge while you wait. You know this might take a day, maybe two. I might take my time because Pasha's such great conversation. But help yourself to some cards and drink. And oh, by the way, Ali, Ibrahim, Mr. Time is inside. He's looking to play, looking to get even with you guys. And you know him as he's kind of a low-level criminal scoundrel, good with cards. And last time you played cards with him, you just fleeced him for everything he had.
Ali's gonna smile. Yeah, my pockets could use a little bit of a refill right about now. What about you, Ibrahim?
Ah, yes.
I'll go look at Pasha. Well, I think you know where we're gonna be. And you'll look over at Alicia. I think you know where you might be as well.
Yeah, I'll be under this ship. And you guys head on into the cantina or what have you.
As you're walking to the cantina, Pasha looks to Ali and Ibrahim. One day you must tell me the story between the both of you and her. She is quite intriguing. Though I must say though, I think you might have, I don't know, in the presence of magnificence like me, she didn't quite seem swayed.
Because it was long ago.
Yeah, back in the good old days.
Well, let us go meet this Mr. Time. I think it's time you boys fleeced some people. It would be good to have some money in our pockets.
Well, you might be looking forward to playing with us, but the last time I fleeced him, wasn't too happy. So let's be aware of that.
I'm aware of what you can do to people, Ali, who seem to be unhappy with you. So I think we're in good company.
You can let another smile out. Yeah, I think it's good company all around, if you ask me. At the very least, maybe we'll end up on some desert planet somewhere, thinking about our life's decisions.
But this time I'll be with you, my friend. See, a promise is a promise, and I tend to keep it, even though it's a few months late.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes.
Come, Ibrahim. You wanted adventure? We're going to start right here in this dingy little taverna.
Very good. Let's just go drink and win money.
And you see Alicia and her crew get to work on your ship as the sound of the welding and the sparks and the electrical equipment and the power servos fade behind you and are replaced by the sound of men and women drinking and and thumping music. But in the meantime, we're going to move back to Thoraya. Thoraya is on her way back to Tengwar Station when this shuttle that lumbers overhead suddenly just kind of it kind of stops midair, and Thoraya can see it do a very slow U-turn. It kind of banks around and starts to head back towards Thoraya, and it stops and just hovers about 100 meters over your head.
She looks curiously up at the shuttle, pauses in her journey. Does she recognize this shuttle at all?
No, you do not. It's pretty nondescript, very generic. You might assume it comes from a miner on the asteroid. It's like one of the very common industrial type shuttles that are used throughout the entire system.
Her eyes narrow suspiciously, and how far is she from the station now?
You're probably about half a kilometer.
Okay. She starts to jog toward the station. If they want to talk to her, then they can do so, but otherwise, it's making her nervous. She looks around for any kind of cover just in case worse comes to worse.
And as you start to run, let's see here. Yep, you start to run, and you can hear the breaths real heavy inside your Evo suit, and that shuttle doesn't follow you. Instead, kind of looking over your right shoulder, you see another figure, kind of similarly garbed as you in an Evo suit, kind of rappel down from the shuttle. And he gets about 10 meters from the surface, and because of low G, just kind of lets loose the cord and just hits the ground. He's in medium range from you right now, since you started taking off down the asteroid towards Tengwar Station. And as you look around, there are all sorts of like rocky formations and outcroppings and that sort of thing. And you hear a little, and then over the local channel you hear, "Hey there, who was out here? You lost?"
She ducks behind an outcropping, pulls out her Vulcan carbine, and props it up beside her. "I am not lost. What do you want?"
"Oh, there. Oh, just an unusual sight seeing someone 2 or 3 clicks out from the station. What are you up to?"
"None of your business."
"Oh, no. That's where you're wrong, my dear. You are, my dear. A dame, are you? A lass?"
She looks through the sight, raises it up, and a red dot shines on his suit. Actually, it's just an optical scope, so there's no laser. But she takes the safety off and says, "Do you wish to find out? It may cost you something more than you wish to pay." And with that, she kind of fires at the ground next to him.
Oh, yeah, so he doesn't have to do an observation then.
Yeah.
So his hands immediately go, "Oh, hey now, sister. Oh, not so hasty, not so hasty. I don't mean you no harm." He kind of looks in your direction. You can see from where the fire came from. Looking down your scope, you do see a similar carbine kind of like strapped to his back, but this guy, you can see through his helmet. His face is covered in tattoos and has some lip piercings. Through your scope, you can tell his teeth are a little bit rotten. I just came here to help, you know. And he just lifts his wrist to his face. You kind of hear him say, go on ahead to the station. I'll take care of her. And then she kind of looks at you, the hand's still up. Hey, little lady, you got a shuttle or a ship here? Oh, me and my boys, we really need them. You know how it is. The bastards on Mira keeping us met down. You feel me?
She says, you should head to the station. We have no business together.
Okay. I'll head to the station, but it'd be nice to have company for the walk. You ever heard of Dom Bilroy? I'm with Dom. Some would say we provide protection to this piece of shit rock. At least since a few months ago.
Does the name sound familiar?
It doesn't.
No.
It doesn't.
I do not work for Dom Bilroy. I have no interest in Dom Bilroy. Head to the station.
And he walks not towards you, but kind of towards the station and adjacent, kind of at a equilateral, like a 90-degree angle, if that makes any sense. His hands are still up. You don't? You never heard of Dom? Okay. Small time, at least for now, we're small time. Who do you work for, lady? We heard that some fucking shopkeeper, some small-time bastard from Mira named Tybee, is trying to move in on our squeeze. You wouldn't be part of that, would you? And you see his right hand very slowly moving up towards his carbine.
She's gonna shoot the ground next to him and say, keep your hands where I can see them, and head to the station.
Yeah, you shoot towards him, and he just it's right at his feet. Okay, I won't try any funny business. You walk your way, I'll walk mine, but we're both heading to the station. Might as well make some small talk, right?
If you wish to make it to the station, perhaps you should avoid the small talk. I am not in the mood for talking.
Oh, you kind of hear him sigh. Okay. I'm just saying, if you do work for Tybee, it might be time to reimagine your alliances. And he walks towards the station. He's not getting any closer to you, but is getting closer to the station. And he continues to talk about how great Dom Bilroy is and how they provide protection to several asteroids in the belt. And that as of a year ago, he owns a full 50% of that shuttle that just came overhead.
Yeah, she listens. She considers momentarily the possibility of, taking advantage of another possible person to sell what she knows to, but his comment and his innuendos about her being a woman and what that might have meant definitely has her hackles up. So she just kind of watches him go, and then she picks up her carbine and follows him with her carbine at the ready.
So you and this guy from the Bilroy gang, I'll let you kind of role play what it looks like as you kind of, let's say you're like, I don't know, 50 meters behind him, right?
Right.
Walking closer and closer to the hangar. That shuttle has since gone to the station. You see it make the same path that the Crimson Wish did, and it's gone and landed in the hangar at this point. And Bilroy is kind of prattling on, mindless chatter, trying to persuade you to join them. And he says that, we don't have many ladies in our ranks. It'd be nice if you joined us, class up the place.
She snorts. That would be a first.
You never did answer me, though. Do you work for Assad?
My business is my business.
You're not going to tell me a fucking thing, are you? And when I don't think I didn't see that goddamn drone. You found something out here, didn't you?
She just doesn't say anything. Just, says, get to the station.
You guys now are almost to like the airlock of the hangar, and as you approach, there's like a side entrance for personnel to enter, wearing their Evo suits, and he just kind of continues to talk to you as you walk into the hangar. He says, "Yeah, you know what, like it is out here in the belt. You either fight now or you fight later. It's going to come to violence. You never told me your name, but you know, I just don't want it to go bad without knowing your name."
You plan on violence?
Of course, we won't initiate it. Everybody has a decision to make in that capacity, though, right? Might makes right. You ever heard of that?
She starts aiming.
And he just smiles in his Evo suit, and he steps into the hangar. And he steps in the hangar, and probably, I don't know, you close with him, and you see that shuttle there in the hangar at this point, and as the Bilroy banger kind of enters, and you behind him with your carbine raised, several men are getting out of that shuttle as you walk in, and I'll let you kind of role play what it looks like.
She steps into the hangar and sees the men. She has a single glance toward her own shuttle, but decides she doesn't want them to know which one's hers. After a few quick calculations, she decides that she needs to make them think she's not alone. And so she heads to the area where, people drink and congregate.
And the guy that you've been talking to just let you go. And he kind of shouts out to the boys. He goes, "Looks like we got a Class 3 ship here. Looks like it's seen some action. Let's make it ours now. That shuttle too. Cut it open. Gut it for all it's worth." And in the meantime, over the last half hour, we're going to switch our attention back to
As she's leaving, can she ask Leisha, or what? She would try to find out if she heard that, who the Crimson belonged to.
Oh, yeah. You have a little chat with her on your way in.
Okay.
Because Leisha is kind of looking scared as well, and the mechanics are kind of huddled in the corner, and they're actually still fixing ships, like maybe this has happened before, and they don't make any eye contact with the Bilroys.
Yeah, she'll kind of pass by Leisha and say, "Who does that ship belong to?" And she points to the Crimson Wish, because it's like the nicest ship in here, right?
Yeah, for sure. She says, "Bunch of no-good miscreants. Gentleman by the name of Ali Tarek and his pal Ibrahim Al-Fashir. Both of them are good guys. I actually had a spin with both of them. Looks like they're palling around with a smooth talker by the name of Pasha. But if I were you, sweetie, I'd steer clear of the Bilroys. There's nothing but trouble."
Yes. So these miscreants you mentioned, Ali and Ibrahim, they are less miscreants than... She kind of gestures with a thumb over her shoulder at the Bilroys.
She flips her visor back down, wheels herself underneath what looks to be some sort of ground car. "Yeah, they're trouble, sister, but the good type of trouble, if you know what I mean. You can trust them if you need help, but they have their peculiarities, I'll say."
Well, those Bilroys, they seem to have their eye on that ship, so perhaps we can help each other. And she looks down at Alicia one more time. I will go find them. You take care around these ones.
Yeah, this isn't the first time this has happened, sister. They come around every few months. Maybe take a shuttle, steal it for their own. Sometimes fill themselves up with beer and candy in the cantina. Head back out. Never seen the one they call Dom, though. I guess he runs the show. Rumor is that he has some hideout on a distant asteroid. Makes a living shaking down the smaller settlements.
Thoraya thinks about how her employer will not be happy to lose this shuttle that he gave her to come here, and just nods. Okay. Thank you again. Take care. And she kind of backs out of the area, keeping an eye on these Bilroys as she heads over to the cantina.
As you leave, you hear the Bilroys just kind of out, and they have a bunch of crates of tools that they unload from their shuttle. And they seem very confident in themselves that nobody's going to stand up to them. You even hear them making small talk about some potential mineral deposit about a kilometer north. I guess there's no north and south. About a kilometer this way from the station.
Are they talking about where I was?
Yeah, basically where you were. And we'll go back into the old cantina. Let's see here. Yeah. I'm gonna move your token here just so you can see, even though you're not physically present.
Okay.
So probably half hour ago or so, Pasha Khan, Ali Tarek, and Ibrahim Al-Fashir walk into this lounge that's situated a little bit a ways from the hangar, from the docking bay there. You immediately smell sweet fragrance of tobacco smoke. You hear kind of raucous music, and it's not full, but there's, a dozen or so people enjoying themselves at the various booths. You see one gentleman playing cards in one of the back corners, and you don't no doubt recognize him as Mr. Time. He has a set of goggles strapped to his forehead and is chewing on a used cigar as he plays cards. There is what's presumed to be the owner of the establishment at the bar, and he recognizes Ali and Ibrahim as you walk in. Oh, God damn it. Look what crawled in from outside. Ali, Tarek, and Ibrahim Al-Fashir. You didn't let Leisha see you on your way in, did you?
Yeah, we really didn't have no choice in the matter, unfortunately. But she didn't seem too upset at us.
Well, you never know what that lady's going to do. Either knock you out with one of her wrenches or give you a kiss.
Yeah.
Damn, you son of a bitch. How are you?
Good. Things have been a little slow, but, what the hell? That's what you get when you're dealing with criminals and minors. Nobody has two credits to rub together. Beer. I guess, is it beer? Beer? I'll call it beer. So what brings you guys into Tengwar Station? I see you made a new friend. That's unusual.
Yeah, they're attracted to me like flies on shit these days.
This is my cousin, Pasha.
Pasha, pleasure to meet you. Name's Tan Murfrick. What can I get you boys to drink? I know Time's looking to get even with you as well.
Well, it is a honor to meet you, Tam Murphick. May I sit at your bar?
Absolutely. You can sit there as long as you like, as long as you keep buying drinks.
Oh yeah, a bottle of your finest please.
A whole bottle? I said, God damn. Pasha Khan got the beer. One bottle coming up. I have some special stuff underneath the counter. Let me go grab it.
And Ali, as you stand there, yeah, make sure you grab. Make sure it's the really good stuff. No
If I ever
expense
been
to be
known,
spared.
I haven't been known to serve you swill, Ali. At least when you're sober enough to realize it.
As he laughs and he's gonna look around and look over to where time would be, kind of gauging what the action is going on over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's playing with 3 other gentlemen, and they all throw down their cards. There's like a set of dice in the middle of the table and kind of cards around the circumference of the table. They all angrily kind of throw down their cards. Time, you motherfucker! And they stand up and they leave. I'll be back. Let me go get something. I'm not as rich as y'all. And Time just says to him, oh, I'm sure you'll be back. You'll be back with more beer for me to take. And he takes the candle that's lit in the middle of the table and he uses it to relight his cigar. Mr. Time kicks back in the booth, pressing his leather jacket against the stained leather of the boots and then of the booth, and then puts his feet briefly up on the table. And he takes something out of his pocket that looked like thumb drives, and he starts counting his beer.
Well, he seems to be having himself a great time over there.
Of course, he's a terrible cheat.
And at that, Pasha's ears perk up. A cheat, you say?
Ah, yes, cousin.
A terrible one.
Well, to me it looks like it's a good opportunity to make some money. He knows the 2 of you, you say?
Yeah. I
Oh,
would
yes,
say.
he will remember us.
How about I spot you some beer and get him playing? I'll sit back here and see what I can see. Then maybe I join as an unknown and see if we can hustle some money from this Mr. Time.
Ibrahim gives a shrug.
Yeah, it'd be like taking candy from a baby. Just like the last time I saw him.
Here, 500 beer to each of you. Get the man to loosen up. Let him think he's winning. And let's see what he does.
Ali would nod his head and take the 500 beer and start walking over to Time.
He puts down his I forget what transactor. Yeah, he puts down his transactors on the table and looks up over his boots and then takes them off the table. God damn, Ali Tarek, all the way out here on the belt. You come to lose some more money?
Yeah, I got enough to lose from the last time I met you. There'll still be ahead.
I jest. You are always good to play cards with, Ali. You do have good stories, although you drink too much.
Well, that's-
Ibrahim will walk into the conversation at that point. Are we playing or are we talking?
Oh, yeah. You brought your puppy dog with you. Ibrahim, how are you doing? It's been a long time, friend.
Indeed.
and Ali would just keep walking and take a seat at the table.
Okay. I guess no more talking. What is it? A game of Al-Zahr?
Certainly.
Vic, play anything else?
He takes a drink and grabs the dice from the middle of the table and starts to shake them up. Ah, the icons always say it is good luck to let one of the newcomers make the first roll. Ali or Ibrahim? Who is it?
Ali will sort of bow to, Ibrahim will sort of bow to Ali. To you, my friend.
Well, good. If it's gonna be like that, and you kind of smile. What's the buy-in?
We can make this interesting. 250 beer? Does that sound reasonable to you, poor rats?
It sounds a little low, but we can start there.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, with that, I would get Perry's money and set it to his side.
All right. So in character, like the way this looks, like all the different dice are color coded and they each correspond to one of you, and they have different icons on all 6 sides of them. And Ali casts the die for everybody, and then everybody looks at their color coded die, and that's what their first value is. And then in character, like cards are played, and between each hand you make a wager, and what you want to get is the highest number wins, right? So I shared the instructions earlier, so everybody just roll a d6, including Mr. Time. So I will roll 1d6 for Time. He gets a 3. 1, okay.
Cheater! Sorry.
So as the dice are rolled, they kind of clatter across the table, and Time says, very well. It looks like I'm in a good position for this. I'm certainly willing to put in another 100.
Well, why would I stop you? There you go.
Yes.
Now each of you are going to put in another 100 as well of your own money.
Yep.
Do you have 100? Oh,
Yeah.
the Pasha just gave you some, didn't he?
Yep.
Okay. So the pot would be 750 plus 300. So it'd be 1050 would be the pot right now. Okay. Now what you do is roll observation. No modifiers. Time gets 0. Ibrahim, you get 1, so your total score would go up to 2. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So I would have 3, you would have 2, and Ali would have 1. And I think Mr. Time is feeling still very good that he's going to pull this one out. So he looks at the transactors in his hand, and he puts down another 100 beer. I'm feeling pretty good about this. The return will make me very wealthy. I raise another 100 beer.
I will see.
Yeah. That might be, yeah, why not? And you put the 100 in. It's not his money.
So we're up to 1350 in the pot. This is pretty high stakes stuff here. And now roll manipulation as you guys stare each other down, and another hand of cards are cast. Manipulation. And so as the return comes across the table, it's very clear that Mr. Time is going to go ahead and take this hand. And so he is 1,350 beer richer than he was when he started. And he says, I'm sorry to see it, boys. So sorry to see it. But you know, that's the way the dice roll, and that's the way the cards are dealt.
How's the saying go? The sun shines in every dog's ass someday.
Yes, yes. We will play a game.
Again? You want to lose more money? Okay, very well, very well.
I will watch you closely this time.
Same deal. 250 buy-in. How much do you guys have left?
Yeah, I got enough.
Yeah, enough?
Everyone's quite wealthy, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so the pot's 750. Everybody roll a d6.
What in the... Pasha will be figuring this out.
Mr. Time again, he feels very, very happy about this, what's going on. He puts another 100 in. Boys, of course I will buy you all a drink after this. You won't have a penny to your name.
Yes, I will see.
Ollie's gonna... we'll get the next round. And he'll kind of... He won't throw no money in on his one.
All right, so 750, 850. So the pot is now 950. All right, observation for phase 2. Both of them got 2. So Time has 7. Ibrahim has 6. And he's going all in. Time's going to put another 100 in.
Very well.
So that's what? That's 1050 or up to 1150 now. And this is what's called the return. It's the last hand. And let's see how the cards are played. And this one is manipulation. 1, 0. So I take it.
Yep.
I take the hand again. So he's 1150 richer. What does that look like as he takes the second hand?
Ibrahim throws his cards into the center of the table. You are very lucky.
Yeah, he's on fire tonight, apparently.
As Pasha is observing them, do I have the bottle of drink that I asked Tam?
Absolutely.
Pasha asks Tam for 4 glasses.
And Tam comes back and says, doesn't look like it's going too good for your buddies over there. What do you think?
Well, it's time to fix that, don't you think?
I suppose so.
So how much do I owe you for this bottle, Mr. Tam?
That'll be 25 beer.
How about I make it 100 beer and you tell me what's going on? How come that man seems to be winning a game of chance so well?
Well, he's a lucky gentleman. But there are rumors that Mr. Time, he cheats in cards from time to time, but he's very deft at it. Doesn't do it all the time. If he's going to win naturally, he'll win naturally. And every time he'll lose on purpose as well. But when the stakes are highest, that's when I think that quote-unquote luck is most on Mr. Time's side.
And you know any of his secrets?
I do not. If I knew his secret, well, he wouldn't come here anymore to drink.
Very well then. And he puts 100 beer on the table, takes the 4 glasses and the bottle, uncorks the bottle, takes a big swig, and then kind of shambles over to the table.
Hey, hey, hey. We got a fourth to the party, is that right? Yeah, pull up a seat, my friend. I can take your beer just as well as these two.
Ha! Well, you may try, Mr.
Mr. Time, they call me. Edward Time.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Time. My name is Khan, Pasha Khan. And he kind of sits at the table, but when he does, he kind of, clatters, and seems very unsteady. He puts the bottle, which I'm assuming is the good stuff, and takes 4 glasses and places it around. Well, gentlemen, would you have a drink with me and throw some dice while you're at it?
Yes, yes. We always welcome fresh meat to the table.
Fresh meat. This is going to be fun. So what are we playing?
The only game out here on the belt. Al-Zahr. I trust that you're familiar.
I might have played it once, maybe. If you could help me along the way as we're playing, I think that would be helpful.
So, I'll help you all right. I'll help your beer right out of your pocket.
It's okay. I got more from where it came from. But an evening spent with you gentlemen, I think that would be well spent.
All right, we'll deal them up again.
Yeah.
All right. 250 buy-in.
All right. 250 beer. And then Pasha kind of pulls it from his coat and kind of drops it on the table, splashing it everywhere. I'm sorry, gentlemen. The drink seems to be getting away from me tonight.
Time kind of looks over to Ibrahim and Ali, and he says, "You know this guy?"
I saw him at the bar a moment ago.
Yeah, he is over there talking to Tam, getting some bottles. He seemed pretty generous with his drinks. And as he's pulling out another 250 birr.
And as this game goes on in the corner, in from outside walks Thariah, and she looks to her left and to the right in the cantina, and she's looking for the partner that went on this job with her. She had gone out to survey on her own, leaving her security detail behind, because after all, on a nearly deserted asteroid, what could have gone wrong? And the gentleman by the name of Dark Skull is sitting in an opposite corner of the cantina, and he may or may not see Thariah as she walks in. Tet, I'll let you take it away. Tetnek has joined us for the evening.
Yes, seated in one of the bar stools, or one of the booth stalls, I should say, is a bald man with a scar on his head with a slight mustache and slight, what do you call those things? Soul patch. He looks idly about as he brings up a drink to his lips and throws it back, leaning into the back of the stall with a grunt. He doesn't happen to see his partner at this time. Maybe his back is to the door.
And Thariah walks in.
Thariah glances around the room, spots Dark Skull fairly quickly, and strides over to him, slides into the booth he's in. He's might be a little irritated as Asad Tybee had hired him to be the security detail, and she had impatiently gone out to get a start on her own before he was ready. In fact, she's back considerably sooner than one might have expected. But she glances around the room with a nervous air and says, I have good news and bad news.
He cocks his head to the side and just looks at her. Yes? What is the news then?
The good news is I find the mineral deposits. I think is very good vein. It's exactly what Mr. Tybee is sending us here for.
Can we get on with the bad news, because this is very boring for me.
She rolls her eyes. There are men in the hangar. They work for Dom Bilroy. I do not know this name, but they will steal this find, and they will strip all ships and shuttles. They are in this process. There are... Perhaps we can take them, the two of us, but having help would not be amiss. She looks around. I have the names of the big ship that's in the hangar. Perhaps the owners of this ship would want to help exterminate these insects.
Perhaps. Who is the owner of the big ship that you talk of?
His name is Pasha, and there is an Ali and an Ibrahim. I do not know what they look like. But she looks around. But some of these names are Dabaran.
He looks surprised for a moment. Did you say Pasha Khan?
Pasha. I said Pasha, but yes, the woman, she said Pasha Khan. Do you know this man?
Yeah, that... Perhaps you should find out where this man is, and then we can speak to him about the security of the ships and the find.
She nods. I will find these men. If they are not in their ship, and I do not believe they are, then they are somewhere here. And she stands up and starts walking around the room, surveying people, looking for... She recognizes some of the names as Dabaran, so she's looking for some people wearing Dabaran clothing and keeping her ears open for names, basically, that people are saying out loud.
Yeah, as you get up, you notice that your comrade, he lifts his strange mask over his face, and you hear this mechanical hiss as it wraps around the front side of his face and makes him look very otherworldly a bit. You're not sure why he's done this. He only usually does it in certain circumstances, but he definitely puts his mask on. And there's a slight glow from one of the eyes, purple glow, and it almost looks like a skeletal robot of some sort.
You hear this thing kind of click into place, and the camera just pans through the smoky cantina back over towards where Ibrahim, Pasha, and Ali sit and play a game of cards and dice. And in the meantime, Tam Murfrick seems to hold something up to his ear and seems to be getting a little bit nervous and starts to take liquor bottles down from the bar and hide them underneath, while Thuraya and Dark Skull scan looking for Pasha, Ali, and Ibrahim. But Pasha, Ali, and Ibrahim are playing cards right now, so we'll go back to them. And the pot is at 1,000 right now. And Mr. Time says, okay, Pasha, I'll let you roll the first set of dice. Roll them up.
Ah, these dice? Do I roll them? And
Yes.
Pasha picks them up and he kind of shakes his hand, makes a big deal of it, and then he kind of throws it on the table, goes clattering, almost falls off, but stops just in time.
Everybody roll their d6. Oh, Pasha.
Ah, is that good? Is that roll good? You guys seem to be a little shaken.
Pasha,
not
Pasha.
still?
Yeah, Pasha, or Time kind of raises his voice. Thoraya and Darkskull might even hear it, depending on what they want to do. Pasha, Pasha, not so premature. We still have the blessing and the turn to come. And he takes a transactor of 100 credits and pushes it in. I haven't lost once yet tonight, and I don't intend to start now. So he puts in another 100.
Oh, we do this again. All right. Okay, 100 it is.
Yeah, Ali would follow suit, of course, feeling quite happy with his 4.
Ibrahim.
Ibrahim pushes the transactor in.
So we're at 1,400. Okay. And Mr. Time deals out the cards. Everybody roll observation as you guys look at your card hands and bluff and put on your best poker face.
I'm going to pray to the icons.
Got it.
So just about before Pasha is going to throw the dice, he is going to like kind of take it to his lips and kiss it, and it's like, be with me tonight. And he kind of rolls again. Oh,
I have 2 dark points now. And it says, Mr. Time says, I'm feeling very good about this. Ibrahim, Pasha, and Ali, you should quit while you're ahead, because I have another 100 beer I'm going to put in here. And he slides it towards the candle in the middle of the table.
Ali's gonna look at him. Why not make it 200?
200? You drive a hard bargain, Ali Tariq. But very well. 200.
We'll make it interesting.
Is everybody going to be in for another 200?
Abraham
I-
sounded like he was gonna raise again.
yeah. Are you going to raise again, Ibrahim?
No, just going for the 2.
Oh,
And at this point, Pasha's like, I think this drink is not agreeing with me. I'm going to feel like I'm going to throw up. The barman said this was the best. You know what, gentlemen, I need to end this game early. So how about 1,000 beer in?
Good thing I just won 1,000 beer from Ali and Ibrahim. Very well, 1,000 it is. And he pushes in a big pile of transponders.
Fine, 1,000
So
it
it's-
is.
Ibrahim has the money?
Yeah.
Well, Ali, you don't have
Ali-
the money.
Ali don't have the money, so he's side potting it with all what he has. He's going all in with
So
it.
that is 4,400. High stakes. And here comes the return. Roll manipulation, friends. And I'm going to use 1 dark point to pray to the icons. Then I get 1 more 6. That's 3.
So where are you at?
I am at 6.
Okay, so we are at equal.
Yep. But I use that dark point And what that dark point represents, normally the NPCs can't re-roll. But you see, Pasha, because you have that observation roll from earlier. That's that dark point represents. You see something very faint flick from underneath Mr. Time's leather vest, and suddenly it's in his hand like there's a new card there. He's cheating. And it would be a tie, and tradition goes to ties go to the dealer. So let's say he would have won. So tell me what happens.
Wait, I have not yet rolled my manipulation. I just wanted to know where we are.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay,
this is perfect. So Pasha seems to be like he's acting like he's sick, and he kind of in the corner of his eyes sees that click and sees the card turn over, and he's like, "Oh, it's my turn to roll, right?" And he kind of picks up all the dice. And he's like kind of shakes it in his to his lips. Here we go, and he kind of throws it all down on the on the table. It kind of goes clattering but not off. I'm
So if you
assuming
had-
I have a 7.
Yep, you would have a 7. You would win anyway, but you still saw he cheated.
Correct. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Can we just do a little more role play over here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So perfect. So as I throw it, the way the dice fall, it looks like I have lost. They're all going away. Would Time reach for all the beer on the table?
Yeah. You would think he was going to win.
Yeah, and as he goes and he kind of puts his hand on all the 4,000 credits and beer on the table, the last die is just tumbling, and it falls and it wins, and Pasha, kind of suddenly, as if nothing is up, he just, "Not so fast, Mr. Time," and he kind of slams his hand on top of Time's hand underneath the beer, all shaking. "If you would be so careful as to look again, it seems I have one."
He looks at his hand again, and his eyes look from his hand to yours, and the dice on the table. "I'll be goddamn. I dare say you're right, Pasha Khan." Beginner's luck.
Ibrahim conceals a chuckle as if he and Pasha may have done this at some point before.
Pasha kind of gives a sidelong glance to Ibrahim. "Well, gentlemen, I'm sorry to have taken up much of your time, but
And much of our beer.
well, in exchange, I'll leave the bottle to you, and to you, Mr. Time. Enjoy. The name's Pasha Khan. Keep that in mind the next time."
Had been hovering nearby. She wasn't here. She doesn't understand any sort of ruse that you guys had that you don't know each other. So she walks up after having heard Pasha's name over and over and says, "I am looking for the crew of that ship that is in the hangar, the big one. It is important to speak."
"Well, in that case, you have come to the right person, my dear." And Pasha kind of swivels in his chair and looks up, because he's still sitting. He looks up at Thuraya. "And how may Pasha Khan be of assistance to you?"
She looks over at Mr. Time, not knowing, what his loyalties are, or if he's, or these other two, who she's not familiar with, if they have any connection to the Bilroys. And she says, "Could you perhaps join me and my companion?" And she kind of gestures over to Dark Skull, in a private conversation.
When you gesture over to Dark Skull, he's not in the booth any longer.
Oh, where did he go? Anyway, this will only take a moment.
"Very well. I seem to have won a game, and now a beautiful lady like yourself wants to have a private conversation with me. This evening just gets better. Mr. Time, I must say, I think your luck seems to have rubbed off on me. Well, you have a pleasant evening now." And he kind of gets up and... Yeah, good.
"No, at least I have this bottle of wine. Come back, give me back some of that beer when you're feeling more generous, Mr. Khan. Ali, Ibrahim, I'm going to use the boys' room. He kind of stands up and makes his way into the restroom.
Yeah, Ali would sit there while Pasha would go over and talk to the girl. You kind of hang back. Doesn't want to ruin the ruse, so to speak, but he'll get up and leave the table, though.
As will Ibrahim wander to the bar.
Thariah kind of gives Pasha an up and down as they're headed toward the booth. Her expression kind of unreadable. Being from Dabaran, Pasha would probably recognize her garb, which is very rough, almost homespun leathers and odd ear jewelry, as being fairly unique to some of the native nomadic tribes of Dabaran, very separate from the courts of intrigue. Her accent he may also recognize as they slide into the booth. She says, there are men in the hangar, and they work for a man named Dom Bilroy. Do you know this name?
Would I know this name?
Nope.
I have a question. Who is further into the booth? Is it you or Pasha?
Thariah probably just kind of scooted halfway in on her side.
Yeah, I think Pasha would be sitting opposite to her, kind of middle of the table. That's how he generally is.
Yeah, as you guys are talking, you see your comrade come back from wherever he was, and he sits down at the booth and towards Pasha, scooching in close almost uncomfortably so. And he just turns and he says, "You are Pasha Khan, are you not?" And it's very strange seeing him speak through this mask. The mouth actually doesn't open at all.
Pasha kind of looks to his side, looking at you and then looking at Thuraya. And yes, I'm Pasha Khan, but I mean, I'm a friendly sort of person, but I think this is a little too friendly, Mr. Skullface. And Pasha kind of moves a little deeper into the booth.
Please do not move. I do not want to have to shoot you here. It is inconvenient for me to take your body.
Thariah...
Will
Okay. Thariah's like
Yeah,
looking
go ahead.
with alarm over at Dark Skull like, what?
You do not pay me enough for this, Draya. This is something that I have been searching for.
What are you
This one.
talking about? She looks back over at Pasha and over at Dark Skull, obvious confusion.
And when you look at Pasha, he seems just as confused. Like he's mirroring your confusion with his confusion. He's looking at the skull face and at her. And he's not quite sure what's going on. But he's intrigued. He's just still looking at both of you.
I come here to tell you that these Bilroy men are... They are taking the sheeps and breaking them down, taking what parts they want. They want to take your sheep. She looks over at Pasha, but... Dark Skull, what is this? Do you know this man?
I do not know him. There is a bounty on his head that I intend to collect. You may assist me and I will cut you in on a deal for using your ship.
Dark Skull, we will have no bounty and no sheep if we do not take out these Bilroy men.
I will discuss this with them. We should go now before he alerts his friends.
Thariah looks over at Dark Skull, and the Bilroys really, really rubbed her the wrong way. But at the same time, Dark Skull is works for the man that's gonna pay her 10,000 beer.
Well, You both seem to have me at a disadvantage. So you don't know me, and he kind of points to the skull face, but want to kill me. You, and he points to Thuraya, kind of know me, need my help, but you're okay with him killing me.
Did he?
And me, sorry, go ahead.
She looks over at Dark Skull. Did you say kill or take in? What kind of bounty are we talking about?
I would prefer to bring him in, but kill, sloppy, but will do if necessary. I know you are Pasha Khan, and I know that you are wanted by the Syndicate, and that is all I need to know.
Aye.
The Syndicate sent you. Wait, I'm friends with the Syndicate. Why would they send someone like you for me? There
Not
must be some
friendly
mistake.
enough. It depends on, he thinks for a moment, how expensive of a mistake it is for you.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an expensive mistake, but I'm working on it. I have some plans. I mean, the Syndicate is the Syndicate. They're not going to go anywhere. They've been here for hundreds of years. And I'm working on it. Now, but wait, you mean to say there's a contract out on my head? On Pasha's head? And I thought you were serious here for a moment. You must be joking. And with that kind of Pasha kind of like, he's trying to get up from the booth. Like not taking you seriously.
You hear his cricket, his pistol like heat up underneath the booth. I would not rise if I were you, and would not make a scene if I were you.
This situation is more complicated and risky than I would prefer. What is this bounty amount, Dark Skull?
I don't know what it would be, Bo. You can tell me. How much is Pasha's head worth?
I don't know. 50K? Sounds good to me.
So question, Ali and Abraham sitting over here. Would we notice Pasha trying to stand up and sit back down and kind of like this facial expressions? And
I think
stuff, right?
I think you probably would. I'd say. What,
I
yeah,
mean,
what are you guys doing?
isn't his back to him by the picture? His back would be to them if they're at the bar and we're at this booth.
Once you guys played out, it looks like he's trying to leave. You're not letting him.
Yeah.
I told him to sit back down or I was going to shoot him.
Yeah, that's what
I didn't physically stop him.
No. What are you guys thinking?
We Ali's still, at this, he doesn't know what's going on exactly, but he don't mind right now, hoping that it might be advantageous to kind of sit and wait, because knowing that they would have the drop on him anyways, right? So it's not like they're gonna go walking over to the table or nothing. I don't think. Like Ali would, kind of nudge Abraham to kind of just, and already see that he's watching already. But he'll make sure his carbines accessible.
Then Pasha kind of sits down. Okay. So we are being serious now, and that's a little rude, Mr. Skull, or whatever your name is. I didn't quite catch it, but you do have a very peculiar face. So I'm just going to call you Skull. Okay?
He
So-
just says, I think you misunderstood me from before. Your bounty is 50,000 beer. If you can pay me more than 50,000 beer, then I will not send this. I will not alert anyone of your presence. Because if I am killed here, they will still come here immediately.
I think if you would let me, Mr. Skull, and this wonderful lady here who introduced us, and he kind of looks at her with like a slight glare in his eyes, I think we can solve everybody's problems. If you just be so kind as to listen to me for a few minutes. How about that?
I am listening.
And then if you want to shoot me, shoot me. But I think what I have to propose would be advantageous for everyone.
I am listening.
So, you're gonna get 50K to bring me back, dead or alive, and you don't particularly care. I would say alive. Alive is always best. Alive is always best. But Miss Thuraya here says that all the ships in the hangar are being taken away by a gang of hoodlums, which means my ship and your ship. And let me tell you, my ship is nice. It's nice. It can go places you would have only dreamed of, and I can take you there, right? I have friends on the station. So, if we all walk out here, friends for now, take care of the gang that's out there fucking with our ships. Make an example of them. And then we fly in my ship, all of us together, Mr. Skull, and you can keep an eye on me. You know, you can collect that bounty anytime you want. But what if I can get you triple that amount before the year is over? Imagine that. You in a ship, and he kind of now starts gesturing up into the sky in the third horizon. And you as well, Miss Thuraya. Imagine a ship, endless worlds, countless asteroids, all for your taking. And
As
if you
get
don't make
done-
your money,
Go ahead.
go ahead, Bo.
No, as you're talking, like as you're trailing off, say that three Bilroys walk in, and they start heading towards Tan Murphy. I'll let you finish what you're saying.
Yeah, and you know, if you don't make that money, you can always keep an eye on me, Mr. Skull. Actually, I think I like it. Because
What keeps you from killing me in my sleep or turning your thugs on me on your ship?
no, you see, the icons, and he looks up into the sky and raises his hands, have sent you to me. I can't believe my luck. You see, for 50,000 beer, you are going to protect me. Because as long as I'm alive, you can collect the bounty. At any time you do not like the deal I'm giving you, you can collect the bounty. You seem extremely capable, sitting right here. You don't even know where my friends are, and you seem capable enough to walk me out of here and collect the bounty. Which means that you have skills I can use, skills you can use and make money from. Trust me, my friend, 50,000, you could make triple that. With a scary face like that, oh, maybe even more.
Thuraya,
So you will keep me alive, we'll make the money, and then one day you'll forget about all this. And he kind of sits back and looks at both of them.
Thuraya raises an eyebrow and looks at Dark Skull. I know you think you can make a deal with these Bilroys, but I think once they think this man is important to you, how long will it take them to realize what he is worth and take it for themselves?
He considers. So you are willing to pay me 150,000 beer to protect you for 1 year?
Why not? I'm not willing. I will make it. And you will help me make it. It's good money. You don't have to kill me. And actually, you might even enjoy my company in that 1 year.
If his face could change, you think it would into a dubious sort of look, but of course it really doesn't. He just says 200,000 for 1 year of service, for I will be ostracized by the syndicate and probably have a bounty on my head for not delivering you.
200,000 it is. Deal?
He kind of
And Pasha Khan kind of extends his hand out to the skull face.
Yeah, he groans. He doesn't actually shake your hand. He just says, "Fine." And you hear like the pistol power down.
Thariah says, "You may not want to put that away so quickly." And she looks over his shoulder at the Bilroys.
Yeah, they come in and, "Hey, Tim! Oh, come on! Serve us up the usual stuff." Tam kind of furtively looks at them and gets busy behind the bar. He's put away his expensive drinks and starts to serve them the cheap stuff. You know how it is, Murphy. It's that time of the month. Time to pay up. In fact, we already got a piece of shit shuttle out there. Already cracked our way into that one. But tell you what, there's a really, really nice ship out there. My boys out back, they're being held off right now by some dude inside and some bitch. It's only a matter of time, though. You know what they say? Dom Bilroy always gets his mark.
Thariah leans
Sam.
over to
Yeah.
Pasha and says, "Where are your friends?"
Oh, they're close by. You will see the two of them at the bar right there. Mr. Skull, we have a deal, don't we?
He gets up out of the booth and he just starts walking towards the Bilroys. And he'll try to go up right behind one of them and shoot him in the back of the head without saying anything.
What's Ibrahim Ali doing?
Yeah, when they started talking about our ship, Ali immediately took notice and kind of put his hand on his carbine, getting ready to level it up, because he's gonna go through, but he doesn't want to leave people to come attack him from his backside. And I'm sure he doesn't even like nudge Abraham or nothing, because he knows it's clear as day Abraham probably heard it.
And as you walk towards the Bilroy, he looks to his left just briefly. He's going to do observation with a -2. See if he sees you kind of coming towards him.
I do infiltration.
Right. Oh, 0.
Infiltration or no?
Oh, you'll even need to. Tell me what it looks like as you kill one of them, and then we're going to roll initiative.
Yeah, he just walks up behind one of them, puts the gun probably, 2 feet behind his head and just unleashes it through the back of his head and out his face.
Ibrahim jumps. Oh shit!
Thariah pulls her carbine up, steadies it on the edge of the booth, and starts taking aim.
So I'm just gonna roll initiative twice, right, Paul?
Yeah, well, hang on a second here. I have no clue how to work this interface. Trying to find how to... Let's just do this. Stop everything, and then we're going to start it again. Let's see. Bear with me. New technology here.
You can do it, hacker man.
Let's try this. No clue how to do it. Whatever. Roll 20, but we'll go to.
Oh, no, it's not gonna work.
You guys roll towards the Belroids, and a blaster shot rings out, and one of these guys just gets splattered all over the bar, and they all like suddenly go for their weapons on their back, and you guys all spring into action, and the bar just erupts into chaos. All right, let's see. You guys rolled initiative.
You want to re-roll initiative?
Oh no, if you did it already, that's fine.
Okay, mine's in the.
Is it lowest or highest?
Highest goes first.
Ooh.
So we'll keep that 566.
Where are you going to be? 566.
Yeah, I got it.
Ali. Okay. I'm gonna change it. Yep. So the one nearest to, keep saying gray skull, dark skull, gray skull. He uses one action point to draw his weapon, and 2 just to fire a normal shot right at Dark Skull at close range. And he says, boys, get in here. There's a fight in the cantina. And he's going to shoot. Primary weapon. Let me see what his primary weapon's listed as, because he wants to do a pistol. There you go. Carbines do suffer like penalties if they're up close, but pistols don't.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, would Ollie's distance be short?
Yeah, if you don't want to. Yeah, if you want to at least get some distance, if you don't want to get a penalty.
Yeah, I imagine they're not that close to each other.
So he rolls a 1. Do you have any armor on?
I don't believe I have armor, no.
Okay. So that does hit you.
Well, I get to evade, don't I?
You can. You're supposed to. I'll let you do it now. But if you want to evade in this system, you have to say that you're going to do that before the shot happens.
Okay,
you
because
can
it's
evade
an
if you
action.
like.
Okay, no, that's fine. You can shoot me. That's fine.
Yep. So you would take 3 damage. Actually, it's just 2 damage.
Okay.
2 damage. Yeah, you have to be above the 1 in order to start adding extra damage in. So you would
Yeah,
take
he just
2.
wings him, hits him in the shoulder.
Just blast at you. The interface on this is shit. I agree. It shouldn't be that hard for me to pick out stuff. Oh.
Ollie, do people always shoot at you and Pasha this much?
That would be all 3 APs for him. Ali, you're up.
Which one shot him? Was it 3 or 2?
3.
Yeah, he's gonna take a shot at 3. He gets a +1 for his scope.
And if you use all three points, that would be a +2. That would be an aim shot. If you want to do that.
We'll definitely do that. Oh, there it is.
Oh man. What do you want to do with that?
Well, I mean, would it take to
You
kill
should
him?
have. Yeah. So what you should hit in the future is your primary weapon in the menu. It'll say primary weapon, secondary weapon attack. Use that for your weapon.
Oh, gotcha.
You can keep that roll. The roll's the same.
Yeah.
But I just need to know what damage and stuff it does.
Here, I don't know if it makes a difference. You want me to click target? Damage
Nope,
3,
it's fine.
crit 2.
Crit 2. So you could crit them, or you could use the 2 extra successes to add damage. Or there's actually a bunch of things you can do. But...
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to remember now. The Critum, 'cause I know it's a little different, right? I should have had the.
He would roll on the crit table.
Yeah, whereas the 2 damage would be immediate, and the crit table may not do as much, right?
It depends. I mean, the crit table's pretty harsh, though.
Yeah, all right. Well, then we'll crit him just to go ahead and do it.
Just to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it does 3 damage to begin with. These guys, I don't think they have armor. So 3 damage, and then he'll roll on the crit table. Let's see. Doesn't look like that is, and that might be on the sheet. Critical injuries. I don't see anywhere to roll that.
You might just have to roll the table dice then, huh?
Mm-hmm. Might just have to roll it.
Until next time when you make a table.
No. I don't see. It seems like a weird thing that wouldn't be in the sheet since the sheet's so nice otherwise. It's not in utility either. Alright. Let me pull out my my PDF file.
It's if you want to roll,
I've got it pulled up as well. I think you roll a 2d6 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you take the results as digits. All right. So that'd be 33. Broken leg. Fall down, the movement rate's half, -2 to dexterity and infiltration. So what looks like as you shatter his leg?
So as Ali sees the one get zapped and the other one turn towards the one that did the shooting and sees the opportunity for, for the guy not to be paying attention, he kind of aims for, he's raising it up, but once he sees the guy shoot, he just lets go because he knows he's got a hit on him. It's just not where he really wanted it. So he goes and lets it go right into his legs.
And that's all 3. Dark Skull, you're up.
He's gonna quick shot Banger 3 first for 1
Yeah.
AP.
He's right at your feet. You get a +2 for that as well.
Okay. Let's see. Where do I do that? Okay, I see it. Yep. Modifier -2. Oh, I get a +3. You said.
+2 since he's like.
Okay, so it's even.
Right,
Even because quick shots are 0 or
Yep.
-2.
Yep. So that enough to kill him. 2. 2 almost kills him.
I'll shoot him again. Quick shot. Oh. Can I pray to the icons?
You can. What does it look like as he goes down?
Yeah, he shoots him once in the stomach, and then the second straight in the head, killing him instantly. And then he turns and fires at the other guy one more time for his 3rd action point. And this will empty my clip.
Yep. Soraya.
Well, I shot him, right? I
Mhm.
shot the Bilroy guy for 1. The next one, because I get 3 AP and I'm doing quick shots 3 times in a row. That should be a -2 though. I can re-roll if you want, because he's still on the ground.
Yeah.
Here, let me reroll.
I thought you used them all. Did you use
No, I
all
used
three?
2. I shot him twice, and I prayed to the icon.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
So you
okay,
got-
this one's -2 though for the last one.
Okay.
My miss. Yeah. Okay.
So you missed the other dude.
Yep.
Now throw her eyes up.
All right. She is going to aim at that guy.
Mm-hmm. That's a +2.
Ugh. Bad roll. Don't have any pray to the icon, so she just
You can.
no. Well, I thought you can only do that once a game, or no?
No.
Oh.
It just builds up. I have 2 dark
What do
points
you?
at this
What can
point.
you do with dark points?
I could make you run out of ammo. I could have my guys evade. I could have my guys re-roll their dice. I could make other bad things happen.
I think we'll just. I'm not going to give you any more ammunition. She has been aiming very carefully, but he jumps out of the way as his companion's being shot at, and her bullet misses him as he does so, and she curses under her breath. Starts aiming again.
Pasha would be up.
Pasha would be taking cover in the booth, and from there he is going to take a shot at the obscene gentleman that seems to be shooting at them. So 1 AP to pull the weapon out, and then 2 AP to aim and fire.
Yep. Standard attack is 2, just a regular fire.
Okay, cool.
Which the range you're at, no modifiers.
Oh wow!
Dark Skull wasn't one for talking. 3. So you could crit him, or you could use the extra 2 to add damage.
Yes, I'm going to add damage.
So tell me what
And-
that looks like.
So Pasha is kind of seeing all this, the shots fly all around him, and he's going to kind of like look up from the booth very coyly and like pick one of these ugly looking people and shoot. And leave my ship alone! I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep.
Just gets destroyed. Gets blown back against the bar, and left side of his abdomen just turns slick with dark red blood. And Ibrahim is up.
Okay, so Banger 2 is still functional.
Barely, yeah.
All right, Ibrahim will aim and fire at him.
So you get a +2. He's going to try to. I'm going to use 1 dark side point for him to evade. So he's going to try to evade as well at the same time. So make your roll. As he's trying to scramble outside. Well, I don't even need to do that unless you're going to pray.
No, I'll let that one miss.
Yeah. So he scrambles like towards the exit. The banger does, and he's like bleeding all over the place. And he crawls up these steps, and then he's going to use his turn since he's up to just sprint into the docking bay, out of there, and you can hear him yelling, "Get out of here! Get out of here! We got resistance, boys! Get moving!" That's all you got
Oh,
to hear.
fuck! We can't let them get out of here with the ships. And Thariah picks up her carbine and heads toward the bay.
Real quick, Pasha, you need to fix your weapon bonus. You got a +10 there.
Holy shit!
What?
I was wondering how he had so many dice.
No wonder.
I'm looking like, no way is he shooting more than I am.
+10. Yeah, it's easy to hit.
Amazing.
Yeah, we'll leave it. We'll leave it.
I mean,
Jesus.
it don't really matter.
Yeah.
No wonder I crit so well.
I'm not going to be able to kill you.
Over there, like Doc Holliday. And
Yeah.
stuff.
So everybody in the bar's up, and are you gonna follow them? Like run out and follow him into the hangar? Or what?
They're
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
I'm just gonna move you guys out. Here. Ibrahim, Ali, Pasha, Thariah, and Grayskull. So I'm gonna roll initiative for these two guys. Just happened to be right at the top of the order. So you guys scramble out to the hangar. You're following the blood trail of that guy, and he's still short distance from you, but up at medium distance, you see the other two Bilroys. They kind of look at their compatriot, realizing that he's not with his other buddies, and you see them. They're right at the base of the Crimson Wish, and they have one of them has like a welding equipment, the other one's standing guard with their carbine, right? And you can hear the screaming of Pasha from inside, and you can hear Haakam just like cursing the Bilroys as he's doing his best to like keep them out of the ship. And who's the first out into the hangar? Probably would have been Ali, right? He's first up in the initiative.
Yeah, he would, as soon as they started running out, he would have leveled his, went full combat mode and put his carbine up and started sweeping around the door there to come into the hangar.
Yeah, and you just start hearing yourself just get peppered with fire. Oh, you know why it stopped working? Because I accidentally closed that Sirinscape player. Is why.
That damn interface.
It's just something new to keep track of. There you go. You can hear that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. No wonder you couldn't hear anything. And so Vulcan rounds just start exploding around you, Ali, and he's going to secondary weapon. And he's at medium range. I'm going to use a dark side point, leaving me with one of them to pray to the icons. No extra dice. So you get hit with 3 damage. Do you have armor, Ali?
Yeah, it's heavy armor though, so it's not like he has to put it on if he's gonna.
You have to put it on and stuff. Yeah, you wouldn't be having it.
No.
All right, so just take 3.
Wouldn't he take 2?
His damage is 3.
Yeah, damn.
The damage
Oh,
from the weapons 3. And the last action point, he's going to use to move into cover behind like one of those, you know, the hydraulic jacks that come down like the Millennium Falcon on the side. He kind of slides behind one of those, so he is in cover. And let's see who's next. Ali, it's your turn.
Yeah, peppered with the bullets. These guys are drilling and rushing right now, and he sees the one go to cover, and immediately he would focus on the other ones that are out in the open. So he'd probably take go after Bill Wright Banger 5. And he'd go ahead and use his pull AP on him, giving him +3 with his +1 for his scope.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
And then we're just going to load that in there, damage.
So tell me what that looks like as he gets knocked to one hit point.
So feeling after the bullets spray and he gets hit, he it's not his first rodeo, so he's it takes a little bit of the wind out of his sail, but he keeps going as his gun right levels back up and sees the one guy dive for cover and then sees the other guy standing out there kind of looking like he has no idea what's going on, and he immediately starts aiming for his chest and sending rounds down range at him.
It doesn't sound like a blaster battle music.
I got one of those cool guns.
All right. So was that an aim shot? Is that all three of yours?
Yep, that'd be all three.
All right, Dark Skull, you're up.
I gotta reload first of all. So he
Is that-
does.
is that two?
It's two.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
two.
another quick shot at Belroy Banger 5.
That
Are
one
they in
is
short range?
No, he's in medium.
So we
Two
can
is in short. Yeah, 2 is in short. The other and the OG and 6 are in medium.
I'll actually just shoot 2 then. Whoever's in
The guy-
short.
Yeah, so he's like trying to. He's the one that's bleeding all over the place, right? And he's just like splattering across the hangar deck, telling them to like get to their shuttles so they can flee. What does it look like as you close on him and fire?
Yeah, he's just walking to see if I hit him first. Nope. I'll pray to the icons.
That's enough to get him.
Yeah, so he's just walking him down. He's like changes the clip on his pistol as he does. And the guy's kind of running away and he's not even fully turned around. He just shoots him in the back.
Just. Thoraya.
Yeah, Thoraya, she raises the carbine, and let's see, this guy is almost down but not down, right? Okay.
He's not in cover either.
She's gonna do a quick shot on him,
Right?
but she's got a
You have a. Is
she's got a scope.
that a +1?
Yeah, so she's at -1.
All right. Yep. So yep, -1.
Okay.
And he. Nah, I'm not gonna try to evade. Just make it easy.
Ugh. All right, she's gonna do it again. All right, she got 1 hit on him. Is that enough to take him down?
It is. Well, it looks like.
She pops off 2 quick shots. The first one just barely misses. The next one gets him in the side of the neck. And she sees the spurt of blood and knows that he's goner. And with that, she uses her last action to try to maneuver so that she's got a better shot on the other Bilroy banger.
Yep. Advantageous position. I'll give you a bonus for that. Perfect. Pasha Khan, you're up.
So, how many actions to move where this person's cover is no longer helpful?
I'd say probably 2. That's fine.
Okay, so Pasha Khan is basically going to run out of the taverna and stay away from my goddamn ship, and he kind of runs and he takes a quick shot. So 2 actions to run in a fashion that would this person no longer covered, and then a quick shot.
All right. So give your -2 for the quick shot.
Okay.
Pray or not pray?
Not pray.
Not pray. Well, I'm going to use two of my darkness points to make your weapon overheat. Since you got that quick shot off and that blistering +10 just to get back at you for your +10. So what does it look like? It's like you're firing off quick shots and it just starts to get hot in your hand. You're going to have to give it a moment to cool off. Tell me
So
what play what it looks like.
And he kind of like shakes it and he kind of like starts blowing.
And I'm back down to 0 dark points. Ibrahim, you're up.
So Ibrahim steps out to where the remaining banger can see him clearly. His hand drops to the hilt of the big scary pistol he took from the agent that was chasing Mira in the first session.
Mm-hmm.
He says, if you lay down your weapon, you may be alive tomorrow. If you do not, you will surely be dead tonight.
How do I know I can trust you? Look what you just did to my blokes. They don't have no head left.
You have no reason to trust me. If you do not, you will die.
He looks to his left and to his right. Why don't you make a manipulation check? And you get a +2. Actually, there's a mechanic for that because you guys outnumber them so much.
Oh, really?
No, you can pray.
Yeah.
Wait,
let's do
something is wrong with that roll. Why does it say 0d6?
Oh yeah.
Let me see. Do you have to have a rank in it or something?
Well, I should have.
I think you put +4 in your modification.
Oh,
I think
yep,
that's-
yep,
Yep.
yep.
Shouldn't have a
It's
plus.
probably a plus in the macro that
Right.
breaks things.
Yeah, it's rolled again.
Very good.
Yeah, Cypher haven't oversight. Oh, that's
There you
good.
go.
Success. All right, so he looks at you. He doesn't drop his carbine, but he holds it up in the air along with his left hand as well. And he says, all right, you have my attention. Tell me one scenario where I walk out of this alive.
Ibrahim kind of looks to his comrades. Yeah, you'll have to tell us everything you know.
What do you mean, everything I know? Look at the situation me and my blokes got into. I obviously don't know fucking much.
Well, you clearly know who you were here to steal the ships for.
I've been yelling his bleeding name all
The
night.
Rye is gonna shoot him. She
Dom.
can't let him live. He knows where the minerals are.
Nice.
That's what I was gonna do.
Give yourself a +2. He's just standing there. Give yourself a +2.
Well, she's also aiming. So this is gonna be nasty.
Give yourself a +4.
Oh man, that sucks. That was a terrible roll.
It is. You can still re-roll all those ones and other dice.
Yeah, I'm gonna. So just click pray.
Yep. So that would be a 3, and with a carbine, that's enough to kill him. So tell me what it looks like, because he was going to spill his guts, and he knows where the minerals are.
Yep, she. As he comes up, Thariah kind of curses and says, "Fuck! Why did he have to do that?" And then aims and shoots him, right in the temple. And he just kind of falls like a puppet whose strings have been cut to the ground. And Thariah holsters her weapon. And she turns to Ibrahim and says, I'm sorry, but he could not be trusted and I could not let him live.
Ibrahim just sort of nods.
She says he worked for Dom Bilroy. I think that moron knew nothing. Then she glances over at the shuttle that she came in on. How does it look?
Like the door is cut off the back of it, and the insides of it are just destroyed. If you look over towards the shuttle they came in on, a lot like your ship console, its nav system, all that stuff's just like torn out, and it's sitting outside the Bilroy shuttle. The Crimson Wish has like scores of carbon on it, but Hawkham and Pierre inside had managed to make it so the Bilroys could not cut into the Crimson Wish just yet.
Yeah, Thariah says, fuck. And she looks over at Pasha Khan. You owe me. I am coming with you.
Oh, that was obvious from the start. You were coming with us. I would have it no other way. You just handled the entire situation brilliantly.
She smirks a little bit at that. And looks for Leisha.
Yeah, Alicia.
Yeah.
She's just coming out from cover, and Tam and Mr. Time. Mr. Time's like zipping up his fly because he's in the bathroom the whole time this happened. But Alicia's just coming out from covers. What did you do? They're all dead, all of them.
Yes. If we stay, it might be more problems for you, yes? Are there more of these
Tam
bangers?
comes out. They've been coming about once a month. They take what they can take and bring it back to their asteroid.
Are there more
That's
than
what
these?
They all look the same to me. Yeah, word is there's a base of them on one of the asteroids in the belt. Dom, their leader, though I've never seen him face. I hear he's a right bastard.
Can you fix that shuttle? She looks over at Tybee's. Not for me, for Mr. Tybee. With some of these parts that they take off.
Alicia looks to you guys. No, that shouldn't be a problem. As long as you deal with this Bilroy problem eventually, word's going to get back and they're going to return here to Tengwar Station with vengeance.
At this point, Pasha kind of interjects. So, Lisa, let me get this right, my love. This Mr. Dom has his own personal asteroid as a base, from where he sends these ugly goons to collect money on his behalf.
Yeah, that's the long and short of it.
Well, consider the problem solved, because I myself am looking for some prime real estate asteroid as my home base. And I think Mr. Dom is right now squatting on my property, don't you think?
Tam kind of pipes up. One could see it that way. If you took care of that little infestation, that would solve half of my problems. The other half is time here. Him taking all the money from my customers. And he kind of pipes up. Hey, I do it fair and square. And it's clear they're not, there's no animosity between them. They each give each other their space, but they aren't exactly friends either.
Well. Go ahead.
She edges up to Pasha and says, the man I worked for, this Asad Tybee, he may also be willing to pay to get rid of these bangers.
And when she says Asad Tybee, Pasha kind of puts his face in he puts his forehead in his palms. I do tire of hearing that name. Yes, Asad Tybee has his fingers in every pot pie, everywhere all over this galaxy. Yes, he has employed us as well. I'm pretty sure he'll pay us a pretty penny, as he always does. But, if we play our cards right, then it's quite possible that you may make more without Asad Tybee being involved. So, yes, we could always go to him as a last resort. But let's put our heads together and find an alternate way to make more money now, shall we? After all, I need to pay Darkskull my protection money.
Yeah, he's been watching you just idly. He hasn't put away his pistol, just wondering what you're gonna do now.
And at that point, Pasha kind of like raises his arms. Ibrahim, Ali, meet our new crew members. Turaya and Mr. Skull.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Who we have both seen just wantonly shoot someone.
Yes, yes. Didn't you see that, Ibrahim? I quite liked the way she handled it. We could do more with that. That's an excellent trick. You get them talking and she gets them shooting.
Thoraya actually does laugh almost against her own will at that.
And Mr.
Yeah.
Skull, Ibrahim. Mr. Skull is now my close personal guard. I was able to convince him to stick with us and he's going to protect me.
Yeah, about that time he reaches up and disengages his mask and pulls it off, and some of you see him for the first time. He doesn't really say anything to that.
Ibrahim extends his hand to the two newcomers.
Yeah, Dark Skull just says, "Excuse me if I do not shake hands."
Of course.
It's COVID. It's afraid of COVID.
Yeah, I'm gonna elbow bump instead.
That's because he didn't clean his hands after that potty.
That's right. No, I don't care about that. I don't care if you get sick. You can get the pink eye for all I care.
Well. Now, this, in front of you, this beauty, is the Crimson Wish. And she will make all your wishes come true. She already has mine. She's pointing me to where our next base is going to be. All we need to take care of is some ugly people who have infested it.
This is agreeable to me.
Come now. And then Pasha kind of walks towards the Crimson Wish and bangs on the hatch. Hey, how come? It's all well out here. We've taken care of the problem. We have 2 new friends with us. I'm pretty sure you're going to like them. Open up.
And there's a hiss as the airlock opens, and you see the face of Pera and Hakam. They're just dripping with sweat. They've obviously been hard at work inside the ship, making sure that the quote-unquote pirates didn't enter in their new home. They stand looking at you silently but with gratitude.
Ashanti! Ashanti!
And
Does the AI respond?
yep, she says, "Welcome home, Captain Khan."
Yes. And he kind of like pats his ear. We have 2 new guests, 2 new crew members. Identify them and allow them access at all times. Turaya and Mr. Skull.
Welcome
You can
aboard the
simply-
Crimson.
Yeah, he just interjects very quick. He says, "You can simply call me Kasib."
Welcome aboard, Tharaya and Kasib. I'm very certain that our life support systems won't fail.
And Pasha kind of like smirks. Yeah, it won't fail. She has a sense of humor.
A sheep with a sense of humor. Is that
Yes.
safe?
As safe as it can be. She's very good though. She always gets us out of trouble. I'm not quite sure about in trouble yet.
Well,
She is beautiful.
she is a nice-looking ship, and, well, she shrugs, I suppose. Nothing out here is ever really safe. And with that, she'll start to mount the stairs to the steps to the ship.
And if there's nothing else, we'll pan the camera out and we'll end the session.
Very good.
All right. Yay.
And you'll probably be there for a day as the ship gets repaired, and probably the day after that you'll be ready to go. All right. Chapter 2 is over.
Oh,
And we all
boy.
break it down.
I'll
Right.
break it down. Oh shit.